Hey Mexicans, welcome back to this new video where today we're going to be looking at the exact same scenario as last time. So, yeah. I mean, not the exact same scenario as last time. Okay, so we're back to this series, that's what I'm trying to say. And, well, let's just say Germany's not going to be divided for too long. Actually, you'd think that Germany itself would be willing to reunite it, but it's actually Prussia itself. So Prussia is the one invading Germany and reuniting it under their influence. So, yeah, this is just bad. So, yeah, we see that Germany falls to the Prussians, and peace treaty-wise, the Prussians fully annex it. With the capital not ever going back to Berlin. It's going to be in Prussia. And, well, Bavaria is joining back under Germany under being scared. Okay, so Germany's back under Prussia. Now what? A whole bunch of military reformation, but it'll eventually come to that. But either way, we will go ahead and go over to China, who is gonna have a very interesting civil war. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so we see the Chinese go into a civil war. We see the Alaskans get Xinjiang and Manchuria to rebel. The Alaskans are trying to make a global order, actually. That's what they're doing, so yeah. Then we have the fascist Chinese, which are supported by the Germans, which they shouldn't be. They're supported by the Germans. These two are supported by the Alaskans and the Russians. Tibet is basically supported by India, but along with that, India is trying to get Kashmir and all that to themselves. Yeah, it's basically over. It's basically over. As the Tibetans will reconquer a lot of their lands. So will the Xinjiangs. And they'll be put in a separate peace deal. These two will stop at their land borders. Because they really just don't want anything else but their land borders. The Indians will go ahead and back down Tibet, and the Alaskans will back down Xinjiang. But the Manchurian front will expand a little bit. And it all mostly just goes to the fascist Chinese. And so, yeah. With this happening, we can now take a look at a peace treaty. So in this peace treaty, we see Manchuria getting independence and Xinjiang getting independence. And joining the Alaskan Alliance. And Tibet also gains independence. Aligned with India, but still not under any alliance. And the rest of Kashmir and portions of Tibet will go over to India. So yeah. So with the influence of Alaska expanding into China, we will see them expand even more. As well, the entire alliance will decide that they want more. So what better way to get more than by invading Mongolia? And that's just what's going to happen. Mongolia stands absolutely no chance against everyone here. So we see Manchuria pushing a bit. We see the Russians pushing a bit. We see Xinjiang pushing a bit. And then we see all of them capturing the capital before surrounding Mongolia completely on all sides except for the south. And, well, yeah, complete collapse. We will now take a look at the peace treaty. So, in this peace treaty, we see Xinjiang, Manchuria, and Russia take a lot of land from Mongolia before ultimately giving the rest a puppet state status and, well, governmental change. So yeah, Mongolia is not in the alliance. But it ain't just these ones expanding. As there's another alliance that creates itself after this. Oh hey look, it's the Germans. Who are they gonna ally with? Italy? Fair enough. Who else? Yeah, China. Saw that coming. Anybody else? Oh shit, Iran. And they had some land taken out of them by Turkey, so this makes a lot of sense. And, anybody else? Syria and Iraq? This is all Turkish gangbang. So yeah, that's everyone. With two expansionist alliances around, things don't end up going well for these countries. As now we see, the countries start to go after European territories. Hello, Czechia and Austria. The push is gruesome. So, yeah. Now, there was one thing in agreement with Italy here, is that the Germans are still going to get an Adriatic coast. They'll just also have a lot more influence around it. Yeah, you'll see the peace treaty. So in the peace treaty, we see that all of Czechia and most of Austria gets annexed by Germany, with this part and this part going to Italy because they want that coastline. So yeah. But ultimately, it's not just them that'll get expansions. As well, when the time strikes, Eastern Europe is about to get targeted. As a matter of fact, it gets targeted now. Both the Alaskan and German alliances want lands here. So all these countries are declared war on by both alliances, and we will see each respective color start doing their damage. So, yeah. We see that the Russians will push into Ukraine again, seizing all this very easily. Meanwhile, the Germans are pushing into Poland. Slovakia basically switches sides. Yeah, I don't know why they... I wonder why they would have done that. Jesus. Austria is a very interesting dice roll. It loves to play by both sides. Now there's actually a very interesting thing about this. They do this, but they aren't officially completely in the alliance. They're just doing this to keep surviving. The Germans allow this because the Hungarians was an old ally. Because apparently the Germans don't think that they'll betray them again, right? I don't know about all that. The Bulgarians decide to do the same thing, this time just on the Russian side. The Russians like pretty much allow this, and the Alaskans too, because I mean, this one's not gonna be a betrayal. They know that statistically, and they're right. However, this is a bunch of saying when it comes to this shit. Yeah, we just see the absolute annihilation of everything here. Including the Central Asian front. Some of it goes to it, but most falls over too. Yep. Anyway, now we will take a look at the peace treaty. So yeah, now we see these two beefing with each other, as they split up pretty much the entirety of Eastern Europe, along with the Middle East and stuff. But now the division of the world is going to set up as well. The Red Alliance and the Kentucky Alliance, the Red Alliance and the Blue Alliance, which have good relations with each other, merged together because of this unforeseen circumstance. Texas falls victim into Alaska's ultra-nationalist regime. And another one that falls into at least Germany's ultra-nationalist regime is Pennsylvania. They still want revenge for all the land they lost. So yeah, it's a whole bunch of division here. As these three sides will be encroaching power. So, the New Yorkers actually joined the gold side. The Californians are Democratic by nature, so they joined the Democratic side. The Louisianians are also pretty close to Kentucky and the Kentucky-Tennessee Union. and they're pretty democratic in nature, so they just stick with the blue team. Missouri and Arkansas do basically the same thing. Iowa is tired of being called the corn state, so they join the Golds. And some of these central states fall through a bit, like Nebraska, Wyoming, South and North Dakota, Montana. While some of these central ones go for the German one. Meanwhile, this side is Solidaro in California, so they stay democracies. Canada as well stays Solidaro, so they join this. Yeah, this is starting to become a global issue. So, yeah. As you can see, though, a lot of these splits happen. New England is tired of being ran by New York. However, instead of joining the democracy side, they mostly join the German side. All except Massachusetts, who knows damn well that shit's gonna lose. And Maryland and Delaware and nature state democracies. Yeah, the whole entire world devolves here. As Cuba will go democracy, along with the rest of the Caribbean. So, I don't know that. Yeah, the rest of the Caribbean will come along with it. The Mexicans joined the German side. So we see the split of the world in with all three alliances. Now, my step-grandma interrupted me when I was working on the peace treaty, so I just decided to time skip to when all the countries are in their respective alliances. So, like, the gold team has its allies, the German alliance has its allies, and then the blue team has its allies. And honestly, I think the blue team's gonna win. I just because like the strength of it, plus like the other two are just gonna be fighting each other, while this one's just gonna be fighting both of them. So yeah. But yeah, with that being said though, that'll end this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a new video. Peace out.